Howdy. Well, as I promised, this is an overview of Swiss rifles. Before I get into these, let me show you something. This one isn't Swiss, but let's see. Let me turn this off so you can see a little better over that. Oh, do you see that rifle up on top? That is an Italian Vetterli. Well, the Vetterli was developed by the Swiss. And technically, it should be a Swiss Vetterli, but the Italians also adopted it. But this one was retrofitted later with 6.5 Carcano with a Mannlicher feed system. Originally, the Vetterli was a black powder, I think about a 45 caliber bullet. Anyway, just keep that in mind. That was what the Swiss started with way back. Well, now, this is what they've got. Well, now they've got I don't know, FNFALs or I don't know what the Steyr AUGs. I have no idea what the Swiss are using today. But they had this up until the 1960s. This is my latest acquisition. This is a 1911 carbine. This is a 1911 rifle that unfortunately has been sporterized. But it is a 1911 rifle. And it's in good shape. The beer keg charging handle on both of these two are this kind of strange plastic Bakelite-like substance. I don't know exactly how this was made or molded or carved, but they crack easily, and I've seen examples of ones with half of them cracked off or both of them cracked off, and just a peg put in here to take its place. When they got to the later to the K31, this is what they used, aluminum, and this is much more robust and it will stand up a lot better. As I said, there's I think like 11 of these in the whole series that they did, maybe 12, but the guy Mike from Bloke on the Range does an excellent survey of the rifles and the ones he has bought in his collection. And his collection is vast compared to mine, but then he does live in Switzerland. Anyway, this is my example of Swiss rifles. I will give a link to Bloke on the Range in this video. Just look in the description, you'll find a link to it. But this is my latest. By the way, something I will also give a link to. I did a video about this one, the K31. A habit when, well, remember the Swiss would have a rifle in every home, because every home contained one of their troopers, a member of the army or militia. And the army and militia is the same things to this day in Switzerland. Every man serves his time in the army, and then the rest of his life, basically, at least until age 60, he's in the state militia. In the event of war, he is called up, and when he is called up, he brings his rifle. The Swiss are fanatical about target shooting. So they always keep a rifle of some kind in the house. I don't think they keep the full auto ones that the Army uses now in the house, but they do have these. And there's a wealth of ammo all over the country. By the way, all of these shoot the standard GP11, which is 7.5 by 55 millimeter. This is a box of GP11. It is getting kind of rare these days and hard to come by and kind of expensive. This one costs 10 bucks. But I have maybe 10 or 20 boxes of this left. I don't have a full case. Wish I did. I used to get cases and Spam cans when I could of the various, let me move that a little bit. Okay, of the various rounds that I like to shoot. But this is one of my favorite. Let's see. First of all, yep, you're empty. There. See, they all work the same way, basically. One thing I did want to show, though, is this. Let me cock this. And then let me cock this. Oh, let me have it over here so I can cock it. Then, let me pull the bolt on each of these. Let me see if I can pull the bolt. Come on, you bolt. Sort of a bolt out of the blue? Yeah. Oh, that's right. You push down and lift. Okay. let's see, there's a K31 without its bolt, and there's its bolt. Here is a 1896 without its bolt. As I said, this is the original bolt on a model 1911. This standard pattern goes back to 1890 on the various models. But when they got to the K31, they updated the whole thing. You can see that the design is considerably different. The locking lugs are way up here on the front instead of back here on the back. This was considered much more accurate, but this was good enough for the military. And in construction, this was infinitely less expensive than this. And it works just as well. You can tell from this right here that the whole thing works on a pivoting pattern bolt, which is usual on a straight pull. Mannlichers work the same way, the old M95 from World War I. But this is just, it's a beautiful design. But if you consider the amount of machining that went into making all of these cuts and stuff, it's unreal. In today's world, it's totally prohibitively expensive to do that. So, let me get it in my lap so I can do this. I'm putting the bolt back in, and it can be quite the bear to do, like this. So I'll just do it like this. Put the bolt on, pull the unit down, push down the magazine follower, and shut it. There. There. This one works the same way. I got this relatively cheap because it's been sporterized. And if I ever find a full 1911 rifle stock, I would love to put it back on this thing, you know, or maybe swap it out for a 1911 that I could find. But anyway, that is my entire collection of Swiss rifles, and I think they're pretty cool. One of the more accurate, just regular Army rifles in the world, and handed to a group of people who are also expert, by their nature, expert rifle shots. I mean, if you put just an average Swiss citizen up against anyone else, he will shoot groups that are a minute of accuracy all day long. And the other guy is going to shoot barn door, what is it? Was it minute of barn door? That's it. I mean, it's just unbelievable how accurate the Swiss are. And for many, many hundreds of years, no one has bothered to invade Switzerland. And there's a damn good reason for it, because their citizens are bound and determined to not allow other people to take over their country. You know, if I wasn't American, I'd be Swiss. Happy trails.